Today, we are going on a bit of a journey around Justin Bieber's life, his connection with Diddy, and sort of what's going on now. There's just a lot to unpack, so I thought we're going to put it into an episode. I'm going to tell you what's going on, and then ask a bunch of questions, because right now, all of this just leads to a bunch of questions. To anyone who has been following Justin Bieber over the last few months has probably noticed what seems to be increasingly bizarre behavior. I saw it when I first saw this video, so that's when I kind of picked up that something maybe is weird or wrong. This is a video that I think was from his wife Hailey Bieber's makeup event. Like, I don't want to criticize the guy for smiling, but something just seems off about him. He's smiling really big and a lot, and his mannerisms are weird, and he just seemed a bit bizarre. Now, just to give a bit of a recap, just under a year ago, Justin became a father with his wife Hailey Bieber, and for a while, it looked good for the young, growing family. And I genuinely hope that that is still the case. But meanwhile, new footage of Diddy and Justin Bieber had continued popping up. Now, this is old footage that was kind of resurfacing, but it was showing how close the two had been during Justin's early rise to stardom. And they were really close. When the news of Diddy actually broke, sources close to Justin were saying that he was disgusted, he was disturbed, and that he doesn't like talking about Diddy or the whole investigation. Like, it really kind of put him in a dark place, and a lot of reports were saying that and have continued to say that. But although he has not said anything specifically about Diddy or his relationship with him, and I want to make that very clear from the jump, the internet has been the one that has started to string facts together with theories and kind of paint this picture that we're going to unpack a little bit today. And whether or not there's any truth to them will be for Justin to share if he ever chooses to do so in the future. But just last week, he started posting even more bizarre things, which only instigated the internet sleuths even further. So I'm going to catch you all up to speed and start at the beginning. So Justin Bieber was on Jimmy Kimmel back in 2011 with Puff Daddy at the time. They shared this interview together. The clip was private on YouTube, but I found it on Instagram. So this is just a clip from that interview and what Diddy said, which, again, looking back, is very bizarre.
We've become friends in a strange way, you know?
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like... exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, you know, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
I mean, there are so many clips of them interacting over the years. Like, they were clearly pals. Was it a bad relationship and evil? We don't know. We don't know. But we do know, again, just here, Justin's a minor and Diddy is an alleged creep. It's also not lost on me the evil irony of him saying that he wants to protect JB in the industry, again, given the accusations against him. And there's also a video that is still up on Justin's YouTube channel from 15 years ago titled 48 Hours with Diddy, which has resurfaced a lot lately.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. Minute.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seatbelt.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Not yet.
No.
All right, 16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
I'm only smiling because watching Justin is just so precious. And then just knowing that he's next to a monster is terrifying. An alleged monster. I hate what I'm doing there, guys, but I have to be because innocent till proven guilty.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. You know, where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48
Thank
hours,
God.
he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm just going to stop this clip because it's so uncomfortable to watch. Buck full crazy. Apparently at the time, Everyone was just picking on Justin when this was first posted. It was like, having 48 hours with Puff is a dream come true. Like, this is so cool, but Justin's like such a loser. Like, that was the dynamic apparently back in the day. But the comments on even that specific video have radically transformed. One of the top comments is, remember when people used to make fun of Justin Bieber? Now we are on his side. It's absolute madness. Someone else said, 2009, 48 hours with Diddy sounds like a dream. 2024, 48 hours with Diddy sounds like an absolute nightmare. Now, I did see on Reddit that his old security guard, P. Diddy's old security guard, actually says that Justin just kind of showed up for an appearance. They were there for maybe an hour max, and then he left with his team, so they did not actually spend 48 hours together.
And he just hollered at him for they ain't stayed together 48 hours and all that. He just was talking shit right there. He stayed there for about an hour or two, blah, 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 and he got up out of there.
He was just like, it was like a publicity stunt, and maybe that's the case. And again, maybe there's nothing here even with this video. But again, everyone looks at this now in a different light. They kind of filter all of this through knowing who they now believe Diddy to be. And as for Justin's work, fans continually have been coming back through his old music to see if there was anything he ever said, or perhaps something that we missed when we heard the songs the first time. And most notably, one of his more recent songs, Lonely, was one that a lot of people have continued to call out, or they played clips of him singing it where he seems very depressed and sad. It is a sad song. It is talking about being lonely in an industry like this. One of the lines is talking about, it's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age. Everybody saw me sick, but no one cared. That kind of thing. That's the tone of that one. So heartbreaking nonetheless. Just, again, a child in this industry. If Diddy, again, had anything to do with anything, it makes all this darker, but it's still clear that this industry caused Justin harm regardless. Also, his song Yummy had many theories going online because people believed that the music video for that song specifically talked about his dark experience in the industry. And maybe some of you are big conspiracy theorists and you're like eating this up, and some of you are like, Reagan, this sounds like a stretch. This one honestly is the one that I kind of first got pulled into a lot of these theories about, because I watched the video a couple years ago when it first came out. I was like, I don't know why none of this makes sense with this song. The song is about just like really liking a girl, but then the music video has nothing to do with a woman. I just thought it was a stupid music video when I was younger. Now, watch it back and it feels a bit different. I can't play a lot of this, and honestly, we might not even have music when you guys are watching this, but let me just show you kind of why people really jumped on this specific music video. So a thing here that people pointed out right away is he's walking into like a dining hall with a bunch of adults, and the kids are the musicians. Again, does this mean anything? Maybe. Does it mean nothing? Also maybe. And then throughout the entire video, it's Justin sitting at a table, again, singing a song that literally has nothing to do with, I think, besides the fact that they're eating food and he's saying the word yummy. But he's just sitting at a table and adults are just coming up to him and like talking with him and then moving on, and another adult comes up, talks to him, and moves along. So that's what it is the entire time. It's just different people, almost like, not like a date, but sort of.
Bonafide stallion. Ain't no stable, no, you stay on the run. Ain't on the side.
It's so quirky and confusing. And also there's like a lot of things with peas. Like there's this thing full of pea jelly, which is, again, maybe just weird. There's a couple other plates that sits right in front of Justin that just have peas all over them. So people are like, peas, P. Diddy, is he trying to say something? Like, again, it's a lot of dot connecting that may be nothing or may be something. Now, speaking of all this gross food that we're talking about here with this music video and just these unappetizing looking meals, let me tell you about something that is delicious and good for you, and that is Balance of Nature. Balance of Nature is a dietary supplement that ensures that you get a wide variety of fruits and vegetables in every single day with 31 different whole fruit and vegetable ingredients. They take a bunch of different fruits and veggies, they freeze dry them, turn them into a powder, and then put them into a capsule. Then all you have to do is take your veggie capsules every single day and your body knows what to do with them. I have a whole little line of them in my cabinet, so I just take all my supplements every day, make sure that I'm getting my Balance of Nature in me to make sure that I'm actually getting proper nutrients every day, because I do not eat 31 different fruits and vegetables every single day. I should. So if you also need a more balanced diet, you can go to balanceofnature.com and use promo code Conrad for 35% off your first order as a preferred customer. Plus, you'll get a free bottle of fiber and spice. That's balanceofnature.com, promo code Conrad today. And that will be something that you actually want to consume, unlike this disgusting food in this music video. I really can't get over just like how gross it is. Maybe that's the point. The peas, there's just peas everywhere.
I thought they were olives at first, but
no,
then, like,
there's
that final
distinctly
shot.
peas. The other thing about peas is like, the only thing that really made me more open to this theory, again, loosely open, because I never understand, like, just say something if a message needs to be communicated, especially one of this severity. But It becomes like a black and white party at the end. Apparently Diddy's known for people wearing white and like dancing. Again, that could be a stretch. The part that I think is specifically interesting is at the very end, Justin's there alone after the party is over, and then they show this cake. It goes away and there's just a young photo of Justin and it says yummy. Again, it just doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't have to. Maybe it is trying to say something. I don't know. But again, the song is about a girl being yummy, and then like, why are we seeing a picture of young Justin? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So this video has been out for 5 years, but it took on a world of its own once Diddy got arrested. I mean, the top comments are like this: "We are all here for a reason," 170,000 likes. So it's like, it's a thing that people are genuinely thinking. Someone else said, "Y'all remember when he was promoting this song by posting a bunch of baby pictures on his IG? Now it all makes sense." It's all confusing. It's all weird. What do you guys think?
I'm so down these conspiracy theories that I believe all of that.
Right.
But I know Colton over here is much more of a skeptic.
I'm generally more skeptical, but I did hear some of the conspiracy theories specifically about Yummy. I didn't hear about the P one. That's why I thought it was really funny. But I heard about all the other ones, and it seems to track.
It just seems like there's something there. There's also all this footage, again, because Yummy's been talked about a lot lately, of videos from him on set of that music video, and he's weeping and just sitting in the corner like crying. And then the BTS people are like, "Hey, what's up?" And he's like, "This is just a lot. Like a lot of dynamics, a lot of things I'm thinking about." And it's like, why? Again, then people are like, does that mean... We don't know. There's so many things it could also be, or it could have to do with what he's trying to communicate in the video. But just recently, last week, Justin did this all again, posting young photos of himself on social media with a cryptic message. And this is what the post originally looked like, the one that really went viral. This looks like a photo of him with like a black light. The caption also under this says, "I got anger issues too, but I want to grow and not react so much, SMH." He doesn't post a lot, and then he'll just post all at once, and they don't really make any sense. But then the other photos, young Justin, again. My thing here too is that I bet he knows what people are saying. Like the top comments under Yummy are all about this stuff now. It's a very present conversation in his comment sections, in old videos. So when he posts things like this, I have to assume that that conversation is going to be started again with things like this. Maybe he's not aware, but I find that hard to believe. And then this was the photo that went all over X. And this is a photo of, again, to the untrained or unconspiratorial eye, it's just shipping containers. And then if you look closely, it looks like it's a movie screen. And then there's a baby laying on a blanket in front of it. This is the most viral post about this over on X. Someone said, "Justin Bieber shared a cryptic Instagram post with his 294 million followers. The first image, it's the third, but shows shipping containers, but when zoomed in, a small baby can be seen lying on a blanket. Another image is of his childhood photo of Bieber, accompanied by the caption, 'I got anger issues, but I want to grow up and not react so much.' Is he trying to tell us something here?" And this has 8.8 million views. A lot of people got talking about it. Again, it's a lot of theories at this point, but it's people asking valid questions or making connections that potentially mean something, but also maybe not, because he does just post random photos of birds that his friend takes photos of and he just posts them on Instagram. But you'd have to think that having that kind of following and this kind of influence, that maybe some of your photos matter that you're posting, or that they're like thought through. I could make the argument both ways. But specifically around that shipping crate photo, that's what people really had on edge, again, accompanied by his young photo of himself, because apparently this was from a movie that involves human trafficking and child trafficking. Grok was able to identify what exact movie scene that shot was from, and apparently it's a movie called The Transporter from 2002. In the tweet it says, "In this film, the main character is a professional driver who transports goods without asking questions. One of the iconic scenes involves him discovering human cargo inside a shipping container, which matches the imagery in the photo." You know, is he trying to say something? Did he not know at all? For that one, I feel like he's watching the movie. Like if it's in a home theater or whatever, and that's his son and whatever, he knows what the movie is that he just took a photo of.
And then to put a picture of himself young with that.
I don't know. But some have been speculating that his sudden spiral on social media is connected with his ex Selena Gomez's recent engagement, and now her new album that was produced by his old friend and now Selena's fiance, Benny Blanco. I hear those theories and I'm like, but that still doesn't make sense with some of these things he's saying. Others, though, are still connecting these actions back to messages that he could be signaling about Diddy or just the industry at large. So is it a stretch or a coincidence, or is there something there? It's clear, though, that he's suffering. And it does make you wonder, what does he know? What has he seen? Or, horrifically, has he experienced the depths of this evil firsthand? If so, I imagine it wouldn't be so easy to just come right out and talk about it. Or potentially, it's dangerous to talk about what he knows, Those are all things to consider. At the same time, he's posting a lot of things of just him smoking weed and videos like this on social media. It's not that it like loses his credibility, but it just makes you think like maybe none of this is anything and he's just high. Because that's also a completely valid theory. But then people go, well, is he high because he's suffering? I mean, it just keeps going. He went live and then just posted this for, I mean, it's heartbreaking to see people on drugs. He's clearly on drugs there. That's just sad in itself. And like I said, regardless of the debate on social media and the conspiracies about what he's suffering from, it is just clear that he is struggling. Someone on X said he needs to get off social media, get away from show business altogether. Get away from the toxic enablers and grifters. Move to a small, quiet town with his family, get in therapy, and focus on getting himself and his family right. He'll never be able to heal until he gets out of the toxic environment he's been in for a long time. Which that comment, I wish that he could just leave it because he's a dad now. Like, this all matters so much more too. And just seeing him on drugs, like, I don't know. I was hoping that, like, you know, he got married, he has a kid. Like, I was hoping he'd kind of be able to get to a different place. And then seeing this kind of stuff come back up, it's just like, dang it. It just happens so often in Hollywood. And just like, what? Leave it. Escape this hellhole of a freaking city and industry. Someone else speculated and said, this is so heartbreaking. This guy was fed to the wolves of Hollywood when he was young and impressionable. I'm sure all the headlines about Diddy have caused all the suppressed trauma to resurface. My heart goes out to him. Again, this is speculation, but it's still something worth noting. Someone else said, I'm tired of subliminal messages from celebrities. Say what you have to say or don't say anything at all. Which that one, it does, I do go back to, rather than having to play this dance to figure out if there's any truth to any of this, if they would just simply say something. Like, if there was something to say it. Don't hide it in this art that we have to kind of break apart and figure out if there's anything that just say it. But at the same time, if he did actually suffer at the hands of these people, it might not be the easiest thing to talk about or something that he would ever want to talk about. Or it may be dangerous for him to talk about it. I mean, this stuff is a very real thing happening in the industry. So it's not crazy to think that he's not immune to the backlash of that. I don't know. I get that sentiment though. And also I understand why you wouldn't want to say anything. Someone else said, I thought he had found Jesus at some point recently. And a creator responded to that and said, you can find Jesus and still fall away. Unfortunately, that is very true. But also sometimes people can become even more susceptible to even stronger and harsher attacks from the enemy. So it is all just that much more heartbreaking. When I went to church in LA, he went to the same church. And so one day he came out and just sang worship music for like a large part of the sermon or service. And at first I didn't even know it was him because he just kind of had his face covered. And it was when worship started. So we were expecting like the worship team to come out. So they come out and start singing, and then everyone's like, wait, that sounds like Justin. And it was literally him. He just led worship for the entire time. Like, it was so cool. And so it's like, it gives me hope just for his own sake that he does know Jesus and like that he can be pulled out of whatever darkness he's in. But I think back to that, I'm like, it just breaks my heart. Regardless, I have hope even for him because of Jesus, frankly. As for all of this, it is just scratching the surface of the bizarre things that he said and posted lately. I mean, I just screenshotted a couple of these from his story a couple days ago. One of them was a Bob Marley song attached with a photo of, again, what appears to be weed. Fact check me if I'm wrong there, but I think that's what that is. These were all just literally right next to each other to just show though, like, what is going on, which again really leads to the idea of drugs being an influence here. But then does that mean we discount everything or we just take it all with a grain of salt? Another one of his stories just said, God brings, God comes, God lends, God mends, God reaches in, God does what I could never. And that, I think, had a Christian worship song connected to it. And then there was another story, and this is some Lil B song, and it's a photo of young Justin again with like the blushy face and the eyes. It's just feeding the theories if he wants them fed, because everyone's taking these and they're like, see, and then look. I don't know. Another one was the song Sexual Healing. And then he said, I tried to play nicey nicey. Everyone's trying to connect these dots. I don't think these specifically are even connectable, but they just raise a lot of questions. Like, what does it all mean? Does it mean anything at all? I mean, the internet does love to take breadcrumbs and then bake it into this giant cake, whether or not the cake was supposed to be made that way. That's not even a good analogy. I don't even know if that's what that was that I just tried to describe. But nonetheless, is it all just a big conspiracy? Are there just other fully unconnected things happening in his personal life? We often hyperanalyze the struggle of these child stars, and then we watch as they just mentally break down and suffer. Take Amanda Bynes, Allison Stoner, Drake Bell. We love them when they shine, but then we laugh when they break. Or at least we used to. Thankfully, though, I think the perspective on that outlook is finally changing now that the curtain has been pulled back a little bit. What is being done for them now, though? It's a genuine question I have after all of this. Because while the theories around Diddy ever harming Justin are at this point just theories, we know that other kids' experiences in Hollywood are not just theories, like Drake Bell. It's also no conspiracy, unfortunately, that perverts like Weinstein and Epstein and allegedly Sean Combs existed and their behavior still exists within that Hollywood elite today. So while we wait for the truth on those situations to come to light, I wonder if the kids are being treated and protected better now. Are parents being taught what to look out for in the industry, how to talk to their kids, and how to protect them? Because we're all talking about this now. The curtains have been pulled back. It's not 2009 anymore, where we would just see a video like the one with Justin Diddy and just not have any questions. I mean, that time is long gone. We can talk about theories and connections and conspiracies all day, but my other question is, when will these lists be released to ensure that anyone else who has ever harmed kids is taken out of the industry altogether and thrown in prison for life? Pam Bondi, we're waiting. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And last but not least, if you want more content, you can also follow me on my personal pages as well as our new comment section Instagram. See you guys in the comments.